Whether it's your first day of school or you've been with us the past few weeks, thank you for watching CNN Student News. We are your cost-free and commercial-free source for current events. I'm Carl Azus. First up, unexpected interviews with 3 Americans detained in North Korea. This is a secretive communist country. It's been at odds with South Korea and the United States since fighting stopped in the Korean War in 1953. A CNN reporter was on a government tour of North Korea when he was taken to a secret location to interview each of the Americans. That included Kenneth Bae, a 46-year-old Christian missionary. North Korea imprisoned him for what it called hostile acts to bring down its government.
I've been asking the American government to act upon getting me released here, and I do believe that special envoy need to come in order to resolve the situation that I am in right now.
All of the detainees say they've admitted guilt to North Korea, though one doesn't know what he's being charged with. CNN couldn't tell what kinds of conditions they were being held in. North Korean government officials monitored the interviews and carefully guided CNN's tour of North Korea.
The moment we land in North Korea, it feels like we're walking into a time warp, a nation decades behind the developed world, trying to catch up and trying even harder to control the flow of information. From the route we take to the pictures we take, government minders are watching our every move. They control what we see and what we don't see. Our first stop, the birthplace of the nation's founder, a man they call their eternal president, Kim Il-sung. Every North Korean who comes to Pyongyang will visit Mangyongdae at least once. This is considered a sacred place, and coming here is a pilgrimage. These students traveled 23 hours to drink from the Kim family's well. I want to come back again, says 12-year-old Ko Hang-myeon. He comes from a rural area in the far north, a far cry from the capital, the showpiece of the nation. This is the most modern children's hospital in the entire country. It took about a year to build, opened up 6 months ago. And it's not just the medical equipment that's state-of-the-art. We're told kids actually pretend to be sick just so they can use the playground. There are 300 beds in this hospital in a city of more than 2.5 million people. It's one of several pet projects of the nation's young leader, Kim Jong-un, who inherited power from his father and grandfather before him. Another prized project, the massive Moonsu Water Park, finished in just 9 months. We're told Kim Jong-un meticulously scrutinized every detail of this water park. He examined the plans personally, we're told 113 times, and even had his high-ranking government officials test out those water slides to make sure they were safe. As these people play, the United Nations worries others are suffering. The World Food Program says many North Koreans face regular food shortages. You wouldn't know it with all the money spent on projects like this. Here, no expense is spared to put a modern, happy face on Pyongyang. The rest of North Korea is kept hidden from our cameras and the eyes of the outside world. Will Ripley, CNN, Pyongyang, North Korea.
We must use all the resources at our disposal, our aid, our diplomacy, and our military. We need a firm security response, whether military action to go after terrorists, international cooperation on intelligence, or uncompromising action against terrorists at home. Britain is already providing equipment directly to Kurdish forces. We support US military airstrikes against ISIL in Iraq.
We started in North Korea, we're picking up in Britain. You just heard its leader speak about ISIL, or what we call ISIS. That stands for Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. And what separates ISIS from other terrorist groups is that it's not looking for a country to be its base. ISIS wants to create its own country based on its own extreme interpretation of Islam. It's been murdering scores of people in Iraq and Syria who don't share its beliefs. On Friday, Britain raised its terror threat level to severe. That means it believes a terrorist attack on British soil is likely, though it's not necessarily imminent. UK officials estimate that 500 British citizens have gone to fight for ISIS or other terrorist groups. The Prime Minister wants to keep those people from returning and to give police the ability to seize the passports of anyone suspected of traveling to support terrorism. Well, it's called Labor Day, but relatively little labor gets done on the first Monday in September. You know Labor Day is a holiday to honor American workers. Here are 5 things you might not have known. 1. The first Labor Day parade was on a Tuesday, September 5th, 1882. New York City saw 10,000 workers participate. 2. Oregon was the first state to make Labor Day a legal holiday. That was in 1887. 3. The U.S. government under President Grover Cleveland made it a national holiday in 1894. 4. Labor Day has lots of unofficial significance. The unofficial end of summer, the unofficial end of when you should wear white shoes, the unofficial beginning of national political campaigns. And 5. There's a similar holiday in other countries. It's called May Day, and it's on May 1st. Roll call. There's only one place we look for your requests, our transcript page at cnnstudentnews.com. These 3 schools posted on last Friday's transcript. Ledyard High School in Ledyard, Connecticut. The Colonels are in command from the Northeast. Whitehall High School in Whitehall, Montana. Great to have the Trojans with us today. And Trevor G. Brown High School in Phoenix, Arizona. Can you bear the Bruins? They round out today's roll. Your science teachers have taught you about non-renewable resources, coal, mineral, natural gas, and renewable ones, oxygen, wood, wind. The last one could be an effective source of renewable energy. Giant wind turbines can cost more than $1 million each to install, considerably more to move them out into the ocean. That solves some people's criticism that they're noisy or unpleasant to look at. It doesn't solve a problem involving wildlife.
This is the London Array. It's the world's largest offshore wind farm. And this is what it helps power. The farm has 175 giant wind turbines, capable of generating enough electricity to power 500,000 homes. And it's quite possibly the answer to London's growing energy needs.
We expect about 900,000 tonnes of carbon dioxide to be saved per year that would have otherwise been put into the atmosphere. That's about the equivalent of just under 300,000 cars a year taken off the road.
Approximately 8.3 million people live here, and by 2031, that number is expected to climb to 10 million. A growing population means a growing need for energy.
London, one of the most historic cities in the world, knows that in order to keep up with future energy demands, they need to update and diversify their energy portfolio.
It's really about how do we get to a more cleaner future, reliable energy source, and that's really what the London Array is about, is moving from that old coal, gas, nuclear to more renewable and offshore wind.
The UK is one of the world's leaders in offshore wind power. There are over 1,000 turbines dotting the waters. These things are massive. Each turbine is larger than the London Eye, and it takes as little as a 10-mile-an-hour gust to spin these. Until recently, the array was set to expand by possibly 57 more turbines, but construction was halted to save a rare breed of bird called the red-throated diver.
They're a rare species of bird in the UK, and they come down to the Thames estuary in the winter, and they feed there.
The fear is that the construction of the second phase would displace the birds.
Is that a bit of a disappointment that it's not in the near future for you?
I think as an engineer, I always want to build things, so of course I would like things to go ahead, but having said that, you've got to be realistic. I work with offshore wind because I care about the environment.
The future will present more obstacles than a bird, but one thing is certain: more of these means more of this.
If the northern lights are called Aurora Borealis and the southern ones are called Aurora Australis, what do you call them in space? Just depends on what you're looking at. These are still the northern lights. This video was taken from aboard the International Space Station. If it looks like they're flying by fast, it's because the station orbits Earth every 90 minutes. And it looks like they're having a roaring good time. We always make a little space for puns at the end of the show. Some are out of this world, some are kind of spacey, but they're all part of Aurora. I'm Carl Azus for CNN Student News.